Good afternoon. My name is Bill Chamberlain. I'm the Vice President of Global Sales and Marketing with Verrex. We're here for our Fall Tech Fest 2023, and I'm with our Vice President of Engineering Services, Ben Dandola Grubb, who's going to give us an overview of our plug-and-play area. Welcome, Ben.
So I want to give you a quick tour. Setup number one, we have personal webcams, for the most part, set up here on top of the display, and we're calling this our plug-and-play area. So this is the one place where you can connect a camera, see how it looks, disconnect the camera, and connect another one. So we have a variety of different cameras from different manufacturers, so you can see and try and touch and feel how all of these cameras work to get a sense of what you might like to use at your home office, at your workplace office, different manufacturers.
That's a great idea, because a lot of times video can be subjective, right?
Absolutely. So just because I love something doesn't mean you're going to love it. So you want to get a sense for what works for you, what works for your organization. So down here at the end, we have full-blown PTZ cameras from Aver, Vadio, and Logitech. And we have it set up so that you can flip through the different cameras, either full screen, but right now we just have it in a small corner of the room. But as I select, all these cameras are connected through a USB hub and also a USB switch. And as we all know at this point in time, USB can be complicated. So we brought in a USB switch from a company called Acroname that it's actually a really cool box because it's all USB-C ports, and there's 6 ports. And any of the ports can be both, well, one at a time. You can make it peripheral or host ports. So you can have one host and 5 peripherals. You can have 5 hosts and 1 peripheral, or anything in between. And what's really cool about this Acroname is that it's going to show us what we're doing with our USB connectivity coming back to the computer. So if we look briefly at this pictorial view, we can see the controller is the computer itself. But we have the USB tiers, and you have a maximum of 7 tiers, and we need to be careful in our designing and implementing of systems nowadays because we cannot go past our 7-tier USB limit. So this is one tool that we are using internally to help troubleshoot if we are running into an issue. And we can see some of the cameras here have a hub built into them, even though there's only one USB port on the back end of that camera. They do have a hub, so that could cause potential problems at a job site if you weren't aware. So if I were to disconnect any of my devices, we can see in real time as they disappear from our pictorial view. I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect everything here to show briefly what's going to happen to that view when it's all disconnected. Oh, there we go. We lost everything because I pulled the physical cable. And if I plug that back in, it'll re-enumerate and then show all your devices back again once they start communicating. There's a variety of other features, such as RS-232 controllability, if we actually did want to use this as a USB switch in a conferencing environment.
That's a really powerful troubleshooting tool, because we were running into a lot of issues when we started coming back to work, and somebody would plug in one laptop and it would work fine in a room, and then somebody else came in with a different brand laptop and it wouldn't work, correct?
If you're pushing your tier limit, one laptop may have 1 tier internal or 2 tiers internal, and another laptop may take up the opposite. So if we are at that very edge of the threshold of your tiers, yes, bringing in a different laptop could absolutely make the system not work whatsoever.
So it's really important to take this into account in the initial designs.
Yes. So we would design so that the assumption that at the bare minimum, any laptop that exists would take up at least 2 tiers and not 1, to try to build in that safety factor as best we could. And we also plugged in too many USB hubs just to push the limit here. But that's why we were calling this the plug and play. We were encouraging people to come in and connect things and disconnect things to see what happens with these systems. And our last station over here is using camera bars. These are all peripherals in the sense that they have a camera, a microphone, and a speaker, but none of these have a built-in compute, such as an Android for a Zoom room or Teams room. So we have Logitech, we have Bose, we have Poly, we have MaxHub, and these are all connected through a USB hub. So if I connect, we're just using the camera Windows camera app here. So I could flip through the different cameras, and these are all out of the box. I did not do any adjustments or setting changes, and obviously I have some down low, some up high, so not the actual view you'd want in a conference room. You'd have something more appropriate. But again, we are encouraging people to touch and feel, disconnect, and play with these. Every one of these manufacturers has an app that you can load onto your computer to make settings and adjustment changes. So we have those all in here ready to go for end users as well to play with it and see how things work.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Bill.